Hi, I'm Sarah and I'm one of the English tutors here at Wolsey Hall. So I'm just making this video just to explain what phrases and clauses are. So you use them to make up part of your sentences. So just briefly to explain the difference between them. So a clause is a part of a sentence which has a subject and a verb. It often makes sense on its own and sometimes can be a simple sentence. So for example, Susie brushes her teeth. So you have the subject, Susie, the verb, brushes, and then the rest of the sentence makes it a whole complete sentence. So a phrase is slightly different. It can be part of a sentence, but it doesn't have to have a verb and it doesn't actually have to have a subject. And some phrases might not have either. So for example, something like at the pond doesn't have a subject or a verb. And lots of teddies is called a noun phrase. So the noun in that is teddies. So they both add information to a sentence. So for example, Gary watches television is a clause and a simple sentence on its own. However, if you want to extend that sentence and develop it, you could add to it. So you could add another clause. So for example, Gary watches television when he gets home. Or Gary watches television with a cap on. This is a phrase because with a cap on makes no sense on its own. So one of the things that you can do is make different types of sentences. So, for example, you can put two clauses together, so they both need to make sense on their own, and make a compound sentence. To do this, you need a connective. So, for example, Amy is a farmer and she has 10 turkeys. So both of them are clauses because they make sense on their own and you've used a connective. So that's how you form compound sentences. As tutors, we will always be encouraging you to use a range of sentence structures. So that's simple sentences, compound and complex. So how to make complex sentences? They have to have a main clause and a less important one, which we call a subordinate clause. And they often use a connective. So for example, Ben is angry because it's so cold. Naomi has calmed down since he arrived. So in both cases, your main clause is at the start, then you use a connective and then a subordinate clause. So basically, phrases and clauses are what you use all the time to make sentences, but think about the way that you use them and structure them just to create different types of sentences.